at least 7 pounds of books, so I'm really kind of nervous about picking all these books up, but we'll see how weak I am. I'm back! As you probably noticed, I'm finally back in my apartment. I'm back with my lovely bookshelves and all of the books, and it's great. I apologize for not being around much this summer, as I basically had anticipated in my last video when I was in front of these same shelves. I wasn't really able to film much at all this summer because I was taking care of new puppies and going to school and working, and that was really all I did the whole summer. I didn't really have much time to film videos and make videos and post them. So I apologize about that. I should be back posting more regularly now that I'm back at school. It's taken me a while to post this first video because it's hard to get back into the swing of being at school now, but I think I should be back to posting more regularly, definitely at least twice a month, if not more, hopefully more. I thought about also just doing like a summer book wrap up. I didn't read that many books this summer, but I read enough that I can make a wrap up, but I wouldn't be able to talk very in depth on any of the books I read because they were kind of a while ago now, but I thought about doing that also, and I wouldn't have any of the books here with me, but I could put a picture in the corner or whatever and give you a little brief synopsis of all the books I read. But, of course, I have another book haul. Surprisingly, since I filmed that book haul this summer, I haven't bought any books, but then again I bought like 30-something, 40-something books in that last book haul, so it kind of makes sense I didn't buy any books since then. But I only recently bought books this month because I actually started a book club here at my college, which I don't know why it's taken me so long to make a book club. I guess I just had this dumb thought that no one else would want to read as much as I did, which is stupid, I know, but for some reason I just didn't think there would be much of a interest in it, and I created it, and there are over 140 members in the club, which is amazing. So some of these books I purchased because of book club or because people in book club were like, hey, I think you'd really like this book, you should try to read it. So of course I'm influenced by people who are also avid readers like me, and so that's how this book haul came to be. Without further ado, I just want to get into it. There's a decent amount of books here, so I won't be able to talk very much about any of these books, but I will try to give a little reasoning why I bought each book. The first book I have here is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne, and I bought this book. I've wanted to read this book for a really long time, but I bought this book because I'm currently reading The Book Thief for book club this month, and this book is not similar, but it takes place during the same time period, and I've always wanted to read this, so I was like, why not? Let's read it finally. And these next two books I bought at Books-A-Million in the bargain section because my friend wanted to go to Books-A-Million, and she bought like 5 books, so I was good and only bought like 2, but still, I blame her for me buying these books, although she says it wasn't her fault, but I'm blaming her. So the next book I have is The OCD Love Story by Corey Ann Haydu, something like that. So my friend and I bought this book because we kind of wanted to buddy read this book, and I've seen it on Goodreads a good amount, and I've seen people talk about it on BookTube, and I was like, hey, let's try this book, and it was like, I think $4, so like, why not? And this next book I was actually really excited to find at Books-A-Million because I've wanted to read this book for quite a while, and I just never wanted to pay full price for it. It just didn't seem like something I really wanted to do. So the next book I have is A Work in Progress by Connor Franta. I love Connor Franta. I love O2L. Hashtag shout out to, I don't know why I said hashtag. Shout out to Keenan and JC because they're wonderful and I saw them 3 times this summer. But anyway, Connor Franta is also wonderful, and I've wanted to read his biography for kind of a while now, and I saw it in the bargain section at Books-A-Million, and I was like, well, I gotta do it. Although I kind of think I want to get the audiobook for this book because he is the one doing the audiobook for his own book. I think that'd be really cool just to hear his story from his point of view and his voice. And this next book, I didn't think I wanted to continue the series. I read the first 2 books in the series this summer, but I just didn't want to continue out the series because they're all like spin-offs of the original series, and that book is The Remedy by Suzanne Young. But it was in hardcover, and I had the other 2 books in hardcover, so I was like, I have this book on my shelf if for whatever reason I want to continue on with the series someday. So that is why I got this book. And this next book, hopefully she's going to watch this video, but one of my friends on Twitter messaged me and asked if I wanted to buddy read, and I was like, of course, buddy reads are awesome, and she asked if I wanted to buddy read a book with her, and that book is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. And believe it or not, I have not read a Colleen Hoover book yet, which is shocking because I think I would absolutely love her books if I actually like took the time to read one. And I have number 9 on my shelves. I don't know, I started it once, I just didn't think I would like it, but I've heard amazing things about this book, so when I get a chance after I finish The Book Thief and my book club books, I will buddy read this book with her, and I'm excited about it. And these next two books I was influenced by because of a girl in book club, and we were just talking about books and things she likes, and she's more of like a fantasy sci-fi reader, and I'm not personally, but she talked about how much she loves Jennifer L. Armentrout, and although I don't know if I would read the Lux series, even though I own the first two books, I know The Problem with Forever came out, so I was asking her, hey, like, did you like the book? What'd you think about it? And she liked it. She's like, you should try it. So I have The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And can we just take a moment to, like, love this cover? Like, let's just have a moment of silence for this cover. Okay. Oh, we're done with that. No more of that. The last book I also have is also influenced by her. The last book, at least in this newer book haul. The last book I have is also influenced by her, and I was telling her about some dystopian book that I read, and I really like dystopian books, which is kind of rare for me because I'm mainly a contemporary reader, but I love dystopian books. And so we were talking about books, and she's like, hey, you should try this book. And I was like, okay. And she told me the plot of it, and I was like, yeah. So we're going to try to buddy read this book also, and that is Unwind by Neal Shusterman, which is rare that I even picked up this book because it is a series, although I did read a couple series this summer, but this book is also a series, but the synopsis sounds really interesting, and I can't really, like, explain it very well, so I'm not going to just, like, butcher the plot of it, but I'm excited to read this book. And these next set of books, I think, first of all, I'm very proud of myself for how long I've withheld making a purchase from Book Outlet. I did really, really well, like, all summer. I haven't made a purchase from Book Outlet, I think, since, like, April or May, which is a big deal for me. And then they had a contemporary 50/50 sale, and I knew I was doomed. So, mainly all these books in this box are from that contemporary sale. There are two other books that have been basically in my cart since the last book haul I made. And so I was like, okay, I'm already buying all these other books, so might as well make shipping worth it, right? And buy the other two, but you'll see those when I get to it. But, without further ado, here are my contemporary books. The first book I have is How to Fall in Love by Cecilia. I don't know if it's Ahern or Aaron or what it is, but anyway, this book right here. And I actually own Love Rosie and P.S. I Love You, or whatever, I think that's the name of it. And my friend actually, like, is obsessed with Love Rosie, which is shocking to me because I have friends who don't read that much, and she's one of those friends, and she loves it, so I guess I have to get on reading Love Rosie, so guess I'll do that sometime soon, hopefully. And the next book I have is Small Damages by Beth Kephart. This is one of the books that has been in my cart for a while, so once I got all these contemporary books, I was like, why not? Might as well buy this. And this is the other book that I bought that is also not a contemporary, and that is Traffic by Ellen Hopkins. I haven't really read many Ellen Hopkins books. I've read, I think, a couple, but this synopsis and this plot sounded really interesting to me, so I decided to pick it up. And this book is 5 Days Left by Julie Lawson Timmer. Ketchup Clouds by Annabelle Pitcher. Lola Carl's 12-Step Romance by Danielle Young Ullman. Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls by Lynn Wengarter. I hope. Maybe. Close. I don't know. And the last book I have is Friendship by Emily Gold. Those are all the books I have for this book haul. Again, I hope to keep posting more videos now that I'm back at school and I'm starting to settle into my schedule. That was all I have for you today, and I'll see you next time.